everyone, Mike here, the Fresh Rinse, on location in Beaver Creek, Ohio. And boy, I've got a dirty one. Check this out. This belongs to some sort of a management company, or at least that's how I got the job. And it's a doozy. Thought I'd take you along for the ride. Don't go anywhere. I have to fix that. Now, I forgot to check my time, but we're going to check our time this morning. It is 10:53. Let's say we got here at 10:45 because I did cover 2 outlets, got hooked up. We'll say 10:45 is our starting time. I want to show you why I prefer downstreaming as opposed to XJet or a 12-volt wash system. To me, downstreaming is king. K-I-N-G, king. All right, let me give you just a few equipment specifications so that you'll know what's going on here. I'm using an 8-gallon a minute pressure washing machine. I have 150 feet of 3/8-inch pressure hose. I'm using my Suttner ST27 gun with an M5 twist and a Davis shooter tip. I'm using a 2.1 downstream injector, which means I'm shooting just shy of 1% sodium hypochlorite. So anything else you need to know? I don't think so. So I just remembered a few more specs. First of all, I am not using any kind of surfactant, so 0 surfactant. And I am using the Flow Pro downstream injector remote system. So at this point, I have not went back to the truck one time, and I am now almost 3 sides done. Let's look at our time here. It's 11:06. So I have 3 sides soaked, and I'm now rinsing. So real quickly, one of the beauties of the Flow Pro, of course, is time saving. I do not have to go back to the rig to switch from soap to water and from water to soap. In this process, as I'm rinsing, I realized that I missed this portion of the gutter. So all I have to do is switch to soap. It takes about 7 seconds for soap to kick in and run through 150 feet of hose. After I feel like I'm shooting soap, which is about right now, I'll soap that down and then switch back to rinse. Now I'm in rinse mode. Again, about 5 seconds or so to go from soap to rinse. Here in just a moment, I'm going to share with you why a Flow Pro or some type of remote system is much better than just tips that you can apply to your J-Rod that some shoot soap and some don't. It's worth the wait. Don't go anywhere. Whenever I have property protection to remove, I do that as I go. Then I go back with a simple rinse. And now we find ourselves on the east side. This will be our last side, and it's not as dirty. We are completely done with this wash with the exception of the Walkaround, and also I need to unhook my supply hose, reel everything back up. But at this point, we'll see what time it is. It is 11:32. We're going to call that 47 minutes. So it's a 47-minute total house wash, not the biggest house that we've ever washed, but a detailed wash. Now here's what I want to do. I want to do a walk around with you, and then when I come back, I want to explain to you why I believe that downstreaming is the best method of washing to any other alternative. So we'll discuss that here in a moment. Let's do our walk around. All right, as we head back to the truck, let me say one more thing about the wash. Throughout the video, you saw very little, if any, of the pre-treating and post-treating of plants. Trust me when I say I did an adequate job of both pre-treating and post-treating all plant life. So why do I prefer downstreaming with a Flow Pro as opposed to any other method of washing? Here's why. When you are downstreaming without a bypass system, then you are both soaping and rinsing through the injector. So if you're pulling a dipstick or if you're just switching tips that do not draw chemical that's allowing you to rinse, you're still pushing all of that water through the downstream injector, which means you're trying to rinse through that tiny little orifice. But if you have a bypass, which bypasses the water around the injector, then you now get full flow of water so that you can rinse at a much higher rate. The pressure is much greater. So those of you who are just pulling a dipstick or you're using different tips, some that draw chemical and some that don't, you're really missing out on a heavy rinse. And a heavy rinse will allow you to wash a home much quicker. In fact, I would say it'll allow you to wash a home better because you can rinse with much greater pressure. I am going to do a video soon on the specifics of a downstream injector, and I'll even do demos showing you the difference between the pressure when rinsing through the injector and with a bypass, which allows you to rinse around the injector. All right, I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell tab, and you'll never miss another video. Be sure to leave a comment, ask questions as I can. I'll do my best to answer. I'm not a pro, I'm not the best, I just do it. That's just all I do, I just do it. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them. I'll do my best to answer. All right, my name's Mike. They call me the Fresh Rinse. Yo, homie. Smell you later.